Field G's? Welcome to Luke G's Field Review. As you can see, it's just me. Just me. Everybody else got things going on, so therefore, I'm a solo act today. I see we got George Morgan, Lions Lee, Soccer in the USA, Jay Third, Travis Peterson. We got Jimmy 23. All right, so we just gonna knock this post game out. I'll give you my thoughts on things that I saw, and some of the things that stood out to me right off the back. Again, it's just me. If my other fellow DSA members are still up or not busy, I'm pretty sure they'll hit me up. But for the most part, it is just me. So, so it looks like J-Mo's up. All right, so here's the thing. It's a lot to cover. There's a lot of things I saw that was encouraging, and there were a lot of things that I saw that was like, I figured. But I thought there was more good than bad this outing, and it was a kind of a strange way, if you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. So one of the things that jumped out to me immediately was the play calling. It was a little bit different, a little bit more upbeat, and I enjoyed that. I thought that was exactly where the Lions needed to be, and having a little bit of versatility. So it looks like J-Mo's going to join me. What up, though, Big Take? He in the building. James Holyfield's in the building. What up, though? Let's get this thing really going. I don't know how long it's going to take J-Mo to get in here. But hey, all in all, I'm a happy camper. Not upset at all at what I've seen. Can't be mad at what I viewed. So I'm gonna give J-Mo a little time to get in here, but let's go up the first thing. Stafford didn't play, right? Like, I thought that they would literally put Stafford in, give him a chance to kind of get used to it, but I guess they're gonna wait to the dress rehearsal. So the fact that Stafford didn't play in and of itself was amazing to me. So I was like, okay. Now J-Mo is on the show. He just jumped in. What up, J-Mo?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up, everybody, man?
What's going on? Look, man, it like it's gonna be just me and you. So, excuse me. I saw some stuff that I thought was very encouraging. I really did. I saw some things that I thought were exciting. Like I said, the first thing I noticed was Stafford didn't play. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of upset. I remember I was talking to Everything King on Twitter, and he basically like it was no point in him playing. But I'm like, well, Deshaun
True.
Watson played a series, Eli Manning played a series. He could have played a series, but it was like, no. Hey,
I mean,
and I was more surprised how long Carryon was out there. I was getting worried. I'm like, y'all don't put this man on the bench. He out there balling. Why is he still out there?
and that's the thing, man. Is to me, him not playing didn't bother me. It just lets you know how worried they are with the injuries that's going on across the league. I mean, people are dropping like flies, and they figure why risk it for a meaningless game. And I understand that. The first thing I wanted to point out is Josh Johnson is miles better than David Fales. I mean, the dude had four days of practice and seemed like he had more grasp of the offense than the guy who was there for weeks, maybe months. I mean, it's amazing to me how he came in and kind of controlled that. And I know Fales had a better outing, but I still saw a lot of the same problems. The slow passes coming out, the one pass that Travis Fulgham got on the sideline, that ball was ugly. Thank God for receivers. But J-Mo, what is your thoughts about Josh Johnson? I mean, he 4 days of practice, and that's what we come up with.
The 4 days of practice. If we're gonna go by how much practice he had and his adaptability, yeah. I'm gonna put it like this: before Fields got out there, as bad as Josh Johnson had played, I was like, he still looked better than Fells. Then Fells went out there, but the thing was, it was protection. And Phelps, he threw a couple of no, he threw a lot of ugly balls, but he threw a couple of them. And I was like, okay, those were some nice passes. But Josh Johnson, I mean, sometimes he looked iffy in the pocket and he missing throws. And then I was very upset with Tommy Lee Lewis on that one throw. I
Oh
don't
my
know what he.
God.
I'm like because when a quarterback isn't that good, you gotta help him. Like you can't be not knowing what's going on. Like you ran a route and just like I ain't gonna look for the ball. Like I don't get it, but Josh Johnson, I definitely want to see an outing like Fails had next week from Johnson. Even though he just got here and he's fresh. I mean, Fails was playing well. You can't act like he wasn't. But my main thing was the O line was protecting him, and the running backs were doing their job.
And that was another note I made, that the offensive line was much better. From the starters to the backups, it's clear to me that Joe Dow is the starter. It's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He's the starter. They put Kenny Wiggins in with the backups. Like that's bad. Um, Joe Dow has earned and took his spot. And I gotta be honest, it's one of them things um where for me it makes sense to do this. It makes sense to sit here and say, let's look at it. Here's what I saw from Josh Johnson. He had time in the pocket. He had time in the pocket to make decisions. But being a guy only being there in 4 days, of course he was going to make some passes that shouldn't have went nowhere. So I do agree that the offensive line got better. Even when the backups came in, another notable thing I noticed was Terrell Crosby was not out there.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, I know. But I think that this is that time where people try to fight through injuries, and I think he was probably thinking like, oh, if I can regroup, get my mind right. I just felt like it was so much more that could have been had it. Another thing that jumped out to me was Jalen Reeves Maven. I just felt like his name got called a whole lot. And if it wasn't called, I just kept noticing him make plays. Like he made a huge leap. A huge leap from last week. I mean, you would agree with that too.
Well, I thought he was solid last week, and a lot of other people did. But
He was okay.
no, this week is probably. I mean, I seen him play well in one preseason game against the Packers. I mean, not preseason, regular season game against the Packers. But besides that, this might be the best game I've seen him play. It's a preseason game, but
True. But
he
but he was in rare form though. Like I mean, he was shooting gaps. He was even though that one play he shot the gap, he did slow the dude down. I hated the fact that he did not wrap up on the tackle. That really irritated me. Okay.
I did want to say one thing because we were talking about earlier. I feel like Bevel. I don't know. I could be wrong. Well, no, this actually makes sense because Josh Johnson just got there. Bevel didn't really use his playbook with Josh Johnson like that because he doesn't really know the playbook. But when Fells got out there, you saw all of these nice rollouts and these nice easy passes.
And that's what was impressive to me. That was impressive.
Great. He was getting people open. That pass to TJ. Oh, that was a great play.
Now, I'm glad you bring that up because that's one of my notes. TJ scared the hell out of me. Please don't be jumping.
He got a flag for that, man. That was a low hit.
No, I'm talking about the play where he did try to jump over the defenders. No, I don't need you to be that guy. Go out of bounds, bro. This is preseason. It's preseason.
I know, man, but
he scared the hell out of me. What up, though, Sip Troy Media?
What's up,
what up, though, Melvin Drew?
I'm impressed with Jalen Reeves Maven because what's up, Melvin Drew? After Tavai went out and Tavai was playing amazing, he came in and it wasn't a drop off, and I'm like, that's what I need to see.
Yeah, Tavai, man, boy, I tell you, that's another one of my notes.
Bill Belichick say somebody's special. He's Bill Belichick. He's the greatest coach ever. You know what he's talking about.
Well, let me do this. Let me go through my notes, man, so we can hit on it because there's so many things I wanted to hit on. I want to kind of keep it in order and keep some type of uniform approach to this. I mean, the first thing is this. Obviously, Josh Johnson in 4 days, he did pretty well for a guy with 4 days of practice. So not bad there. Nothing to to argue with. But in the case of Fells, I felt like it was a good deal of play calling, and it did look like he got the jitters out, but them balls were slow and ugly still. And I just felt like, okay, now the one pass he threw, where he threw the deep bomb, I'm like, yo, that was a nice pass.
Ah,
Could you be a little bit more critical and say, can he lead the guy? I guess, but for the most part, he got it there.
you talking
It's
about the
just
pass to Andy Jones, right?
yeah, but it looked so slow. you know, and in the case of Johnson, I felt that because he didn't have a lot of time, he couldn't stick to it. What are some things that, like, one thing that jumped out to you that was like a big takeaway? Because for me, it was the offensive line play hands down. I mean, I think Kerryon's first run was like what, 5 yards, 6 yards, and I think
Yeah,
Detroit's on Big Will talked about that.
man. Speaking on carry on, I mean, I didn't like how they kept like because I could see if he wasn't doing well, but he was like getting 6 yards of carry. I'm like, if you don't put this boy on the bench, but back to what you
Yeah,
were,
yeah,
I was like, if you don't put this boy on the bench,
yeah.
because that last series he came on, I'm like, why is he still out there? I'm like,
Everything King in the
yo,
building. What up, though, King? Yeah, I mean, here's the truth, man. I looked at it and I said to myself, like,
yeah, my
yeah,
takeaway is the linebackers were amazing, like the O line, and yeah, some of our coverage was good. Even that when Watson was out there,
right.
we just couldn't get pressure, but our coverage was great. We just couldn't get pressure.
That pressure came when
So
O'Core came in. I
of
mean,
course,
he was different.
Okoro was amazing today. Will Harris was great too. I love what I saw from him, and I was glad to finally see him. You remember we was asking about expectations. I'm like, I never seen him play. So now my expectations are a little bit higher. I think maybe he could be like Tracy Walker was last year, play a little bit and be solid in the spots we put him in.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Another note, and I see King and a few people jumped on and talk about Will Harris. His awareness was there. There was one play Will Harris had where I think if he get that head around, it's an interception. But it was there. I saw some concerns with Rashawn Melvin. I know that people say, "Oh, he broke that pass up." No, the receiver dropped it off the one hand. So that's what I saw. But to
Oh,
me,
all right
to
though.
to me, I didn't think the story was more Will Harris. That's what I saw from Andrew Adams. I thought he was in position every play, including the interception. I mean, what did you think when it came
It's
to Will
funny about
Harris?
Adams. Adams is like, I mean, I feel like he's gonna get turnovers for us. First of all, I feel like he's making the team, but he might get burnt a couple times. But he will turn that ball over, and I like Adams. I liked him since we got him. But I definitely think Harris was playing well out there, and I'm just a little. I'm surprised he got as much time as he did, but the secondary in general was just better to me. So that's just
And
what I
and that,
wanted to
and
see.
that was another big take for me. It looked like this is the thing, people. It looked like the team responded to Patricia and came out and gave a better showing. And it looked like they understood what was at stake and how they did it. And from Will Harris to Andrew Adams, I mean, even uh um
He was out there kind of long too, but I don't know what's up with
who
that.
Harris.
And that Slay.
Well, Slay was out there long because they wanted to get more of a look with that secondary with the starters in there and rolling it. Because you had Rashawn Melvin in there, you had Coleman, then they was moving them out piece by piece, but trying to still see who's going to perform at the safety spot. And so you saw Will Harris doing a little bit different. And to me, seeing Will Harris in coverage is what I wanted to see more of. So that was good to see. But it was a good way for them to evaluate what it looked like. Now, Melvin Drew makes a very good point in saying we got to understand those from last year should be better. I mean, this is the second year in
Mm-hmm.
this defense, and maybe Agnew or Cora said they should be better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is another note that King brings up called where King took the words out of my mouth because I was gonna come right next to this. Man, there were so many phantom calls that I was like, wait a minute, where did this happen? How did it happen? And why are you throwing a flag? What were you looking at? Like, was it just me, or did you not feel like They
I
were
feel
just calling
like
stuff to be
we
calling
would
it.
have won this game if on that one drive they didn't call all them. We was like 2nd and 25 because David Fells was out there throwing them little dimes, and they
Right.
just every play they was calling it back. I'm like, bro, like, can you stop calling flags? I'm like, and then when they did the replay, and I'm like, and you looked at the box, you like, well, okay, this didn't happen. This was a phantom call. Like, T.J. Hawkinson getting flagged without touching people.
Bro,
So
I still trying to figure out where it's at. I
and
still
TJ on the sideline looking like, wait, I didn't touch him. Like, wait,
listen,
what?
he was so confused on the sideline talking to Bevel, so I did what? And they like, you can't go low. And I'm like, yo, like, where was the penalty at? Now, TJ did have a good block where the guy came in and he set him up and pushed him away, which got Josh Johnson out to the outside. I thought that was a very good block
He
by
got
him.
another good block, but they caught the run back.
Yeah, but they called it back. I was like, come on with this, man.
I like what I saw from TJ. So I think now they got to start catching the ball though.
Well, I just need TJ to stop jumping in preseason games. I know Melvin Drew was like, yeah, I was scared, but I'll take it. Nah, damn that. I need you to stop jumping in
Base was
preseason.
scared when he did that, man. Everybody on Twitter like, yo, TJ, stop playing with me. Like, so I'm like, hey, man, let him be him.
Listen, and I'm talking about when I say he had me terrified when he jumped in the air, I said, man, we can't have that. But speaking of jumping, Lions Lee bring it up. He said, I screamed Jesus when the cord jumped in the air like that for that sec. Man, that dude looked like a real lion. He jumped and was like, come over here, Webb. I need to talk to you for a minute. I don't know if y'all seen this video.
Great, man.
Like, I don't know if y'all seen this video, this dude getting tossed out the club, but it looked just like that. That's how it looked like he got tossed into the quarterback to make that sack. And that was good to see. But I thought Slade did do a good job against Hopkins. It says we was locking down Hopkins and Watson, but we got no pressure. Yeah, I mean, any quarterback who sits back there is going to
until Slade wasn't on him.
Right. And Adam says that he thought Amani Oruwariye looked way better than last week. I thought he did too. He still needs to get that head around.
Ups and downs. I'm not upset with Warrior like that because I know a lot of people would be, but he's still keeping up with people. He just haven't grown pains. And he had some good plays today, had some bad plays. He was a part of that fumble play. So, he just still got to work.
Now, to me, I see Lions Lisa that stiff arm against Andrew Adams.
Straight out of carry-on book. When he did that, I was like, Adam, you got to go home.
Oh my! You know what? Outside of that play, Adams played really well, and I was impressed with him. I like what I saw out of him.
With that touchdown he gave up.
Yeah, and listen, let's make sure we get those thumbs up, and get that squared away. King got the little comments in there. I don't know why I didn't show it, but I can see it on my screen, so I don't know. But one catch, 22 yards for a hot. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he caught that thing and turned the corner. I was like, uh-oh, here we go. But that jump, I promise you y'all, man, my heart skipped the beat. Everything King says, I like Thompson, big man. I thought he did a phenomenal job breaking tackles, getting in and out of his cuts, and finding lanes. Now, I wish he would lower his shoulder a little bit more to finish those runs because he was eating the tackles not the way I would like to see him eat them. I would like to see him be the one punishing them at the end of the run. But he was just like, oh, well, they hit me. I'm going. I wanted him to just punish you, lower that shoulder and punish them.
I agree with what Chris Spillman said. Although he might not make this team, he's gonna make another team. He's
not making this one. I mean, look how little they played Ty Johnson. They like we know we got in him.
Oh yeah, I love the couple plays that I did see from Ty. I think I'm starting to believe that Johnson and you know me, I've been the lowest on the end of the spectrum with the Johnson and Johnson backfield, telling people to chill out. But I like what I saw. I'm starting to believe, and shout out to Zach Zenner, man. Every time y'all disrespect Zach Zenner, he's gonna let you know.
But you know what I find funny about the play to Zach Zenner was that's one of them plays that they would almost guaranteed put Theo Reddick in.
Yeah.
That would have been a theoretic play call, and the defense couldn't even identify it because it wasn't a theoretic there. So
play calling was good. I'm starting to have a little bit of confidence in what Bevel can do.
That's what I want to see. That upbeat tempo, man. I was like, okay, even though some of the those phantom calls was being disruptive, I wanted to see the play calling in that light. I thought,
What up, Buck Spray?
yeah, I see Buzz Spray in the building. I see Mars said, I told y'all Harris was straight. Mars, I hear you,
Hey,
man.
Mars, you been on it, man. But make sure you guys like the video.
Now, my thing is this: Fails obviously did his thing, right? But I think it was a little bit too late for him to do this because I thought the passes were still slow, and I thought that you can tell that he was fighting for his job. But I still think for a guy to come in 4 days in and his passes look a little bit faster and he be more on point with his receivers who apparently didn't know how to turn their head around and was dropping it. Uh, I thought Josh Johnson did really well. But Fails, in my opinion, I think was a little too late with that performance. You know,
Yeah, because Josh Johnson still gonna get a chance, and O line was looking good though. So and
right.
Joe Dalton, just like you were saying, no, he's the starter. I said he was gonna be the starter way back, but I did my little spotlight on his transformation, and he's played well. Ragnow was good too. So
Uh, Soccer in the USA says, Luigi, who was your favorite wide receiver today? Kennedy. I think what he did in that little bit of time at the end of the game was very impressive. Understanding the game situation, getting to the sideline, fighting for the sideline.
oh, you talking about the cross player?
Yeah. I thought he did number 85. I thought he did a phenomenal job in crunch time, making sure that he played the sideline, knowing we didn't have timeouts, and he worked the crap out them routes. And he caught every pass that came to him. So let's start off with that. Now, who was your favorite receiver today? I mean, did anybody jump out to you that you was like,
Kennedy? He reminds me of a Jace Billingsley type, but
yep.
we got a new coaching staff, so maybe he'll make the roster and won't stay on the roster for 4 years. But I like Kennedy, I always have. But Brandon Powell again. Brandon Powell, he was solid in his spots, and he was getting open. Even when David Fells was making bad passes, he was still doing well. I love to finally see Travis Fulgham, but I definitely like what I saw from Powell. He could have did a little bit better on special teams, but I like what I saw from him when he had his chance.
Who was you disappointed in? Because for me, I was disappointed again in people like Carney. I'm like, okay, you out there, Carney, show me something. He didn't give me anything. I was disappointed in him. I didn't even see Mike Ford out there. I don't know why, but
he was out there. He just
I felt like he was very forgettable because I was like, where was he at? Another person,
Johnson, struggled a little bit.
I thought PJ did okay. I thought PJ
he
did
was
okay.
up and he was playing better in the first half, but the second half he didn't play as well.
I wish PJ would have been better at being able to push that pocket, but for the most part, I thought he was okay. I can't kill him. Devin says Jamar Summers looked good for his first game. He really did. I mean, didn't we just get him like a couple days ago too?
Yeah, AAF guy.
Yeah, he was in good position a few times too. I looked for those little things, and he was the only cornerback that whole game I saw pop the receiver off the line of scrimmage in press coverage position. He was the only one I saw do it, and I was like, why don't people understand this? This is what you do. You redirect them. So I just don't get it. Now Mara says Fulgham had a great catch, but I seen one. I'll like to see him stay out on his feet more. Yeah, he had this one catch that he dropped.
On that other catch, yeah, he should have stayed on his feet. But
he was. I think what he was trying to do was anticipate that it's going to be high, but I'm like, you didn't have to do that.
I mean, when you don't trust your quarterback, it's hard out here. Don't worry, Fulgham. Stafford will get it whatever you need.
Yeah, I think Fulgham did a good. I thought Duhart had one good catch on the sideline that was very impressive. Now Dr. Dirk said I got to see what I wanted, and that was turnovers. I mean, I saw the turnovers, but what I saw more so was how it was schemed up. Romeo Core on that one sack to me, and I'm telling y'all, it's little things that people don't see that I pay attention to because it's important. The fact that he pushed the crap out that tight end and then took off for the quarterback was brilliant. It was brilliant. It's what you should do. It's how you should do it. It's how it should be every single time. And it was absolutely brilliant to see him disrupt the tight end's route and then proceed to the quarterback on a late blitz. That's what threw Webb off. Like, wait a minute, he coming? Yes, he's coming.
And
That was
I do want
scheme.
to, say that a lot of people were worried we weren't getting any pass rush. Look, we need to get pass rush better, but I just want to say all of our best pass rushers weren't out there, and when we
No,
finally put Okora out there, because he was our best available healthy pass rusher, I guess. Y'all saw what happened. So I just want to throw that out there because Trey Flowers, Mike Daniel, Snacks, like these are the guys that we're supposed to be dependent on. So I did
or
want to throw
or
that
or
out.
we should be depending on.
Right.
They should be performing. Now, soccer in the USA says Adams or Harris, who will be higher on the depth chart at the season. Considering
Mm-hmm.
they drafted Harris, I'm going to go with him. However, I keep telling you this Tavon Wilson, the only way he gonna stay on this team is to take a
Dang,
pay
I
cut,
forgot about Tavon.
man,
Was
because
he
he's
playing?
he's forgettable.
No, well,
Um,
did he play today?
nah,
Hurt or
nah,
something?
nah. I didn't see his number out there. Um,
Yeah, he might be hurt or something.
but the truth is, he better stay. He better keep playing possum because I can tell you right now, if Adams keep rising up, he's getting a
No,
swift exit.
Adams making this team. Man, he played in the NFL and got 4 interceptions. I don't care if 3 of them came in one game. I don't care.
Well, I'm just
So,
saying.
and then all he's been doing is getting interceptions since he's got on the team, whether it was in camp, whether it's in, anything. So, and he's continuing to do it. He's making this team. But on that question, I would go with Will Harris because I don't know, maybe I'm overrating him a little bit, but I really like what I saw. And it just reminded me a lot of Tracy Walker last year. We got him in the third round. We didn't really know what to expect, but when he was put into Matt Patricia's system, he was able to succeed. And he can tackle. So I like what I saw from Will Harrison. I think they're gonna give him an opportunity this year.
And they should. I mean, they should give him opportunity. I mean, if you ask me, they should absolutely give him an opportunity. Now, Melvin Drew says, I think Matt is holding true to not want to tip his hand off. And Def and the defense, we creep into the season with everyone healthy. But Matt knows he's looking to improve as he should relax. And I think that's how it should be. I think that's how it's going to be. But he definitely took to his hand a little bit. I saw that the play call was a little bit different. That wasn't your JBC playbook. And that defense, the defensive plays he was calling, while there was not a lot of blitzing, those formations were all going to be used in the regular season because of how they was generating the push. There was 4
Yeah.
coming, sometimes 5 coming. But he
Hey,
wasn't
Miles
blitzing.
Killebrew was he was good too.
Right.
I was thinking make the team. I think he might make the team now.
Now, I see that Mara says he loved the way Kennedy ran routes. Vash Starwin said, yeah, Kennedy did great. Crunch time, baby. Dr. Dirk says Kennedy remind me of a rookie Wes Walker. He ran great route. Man, them routes he ran was keeping him free. And then he worked his way back. Now everything King brings up stuck on blocks with Carney. I was disappointed in Carney. It was one play where the quarterback rolled out his way and he was still fighting with the tackle. I'm like, bro, if you don't get away from dog, like you remember the one play.
What do you think about Pittman today?
I thought Pittman is still performing. I'm still like if you notice all the people I'm spotlighting, they still performing in the preseason. I spotlighted Pittman because I thought Pittman showed great speed, but I thought he did a phenomenal job of closing off a lot of those runs. And there was a few passes that went to receivers where he was hauling, but I thought he had good hustle. I thought he did a very good job. I thought the biggest things that I came away with disappointment-wise was I really wanted to see people jump off the page like Carney because this was his chance to just come in and do something. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see Strong be strong, if that's a fair way to say it. But the Lions in it of themselves, I thought did a very good job of keeping everyone fresh and keeping the heat and the pressure on the opposition to where they wasn't sure what was coming. I can see how this defense is going to cause problems for people because there are so many people we didn't even put in, and there are so many plays we didn't even call. But yet, they was able to do enough to confuse the backups. And that comes with time.
So the expectation, of course, the expectation for like guys like Kerryon Johnson is really high. But I mean, dude was so great tonight. I mean, he was just sliding through them tackles, just slithering. I'm like, okay, man. I love what I saw from him and all the running backs. And somebody, Adam Barker, brought up the tight ends. We didn't have a lot of plays going to the tight ends, or it was some plays where it was. I remember it was a play. Jesse James was open and Josh Johnson missed him. It was another play. Our tight end was open and he got missed. So they didn't really get as many opportunities today. I feel like.
And I know that they was playing. I know they were playing things around, as Adam pointed out, that they moved people around and stuff. But again, this word versatility is a real thing. People, they're looking for players who bring some level of versatility. They don't want people who are one trick ponies. That's why when they call that pass play with Zach Zenner, most of the defense is like, wait a minute, he catch the ball. Yeah, the same way that Ryder thought that Kerryon Johnson can't catch. It was like, oh, you new to this, huh? The thing I like is when we gonna get better by season, mistakes gonna get corrected, but the structure was there. We were aggressive and offensively competent, and that's what I saw. I saw discipline. I saw discipline when it came to the offensive line. Now that snap that came from that one dude, that probably cost him his little job. I can't even pronounce his name. Boy, yeah, well, you can have that one. I'm not even trying to pronounce dog's name. But I thought he played himself. I said, yeah, because he was already having some issues, and with some of the push in terms of the dive plays.
Yeah, and that was at that point in the game, that was our biggest momentum kind of drive. Like Johnson came out, was throwing some dimes. I was like, all right, Johnson, let's go, and then you did that. I'm
like, now another person that I noted on here, that I just flat out put it on there, and I said, Walker. His little few snaps he had, I said he was in position, but there were some plays where I'm like, yeah, I needed you to be a little bit more aware. Even in the one play where Adams got the ball tossed just slightly past him, he was at least in position to jump up. It just was a little bit there. He probably jumped a little bit too early, but nonetheless, he was in position. We didn't see that, with the other people. Now, Tone Capone says, I spent the whole weekend defending Fields, and he turns around and play well. Last week was poor coaching. You could be right about that because, again,
definitely. I think that was using JBC playbook.
Yeah, I think that the plays that I saw looked real familiar, and I think you can definitely put that on coaching. So you ain't going to get no fight out of me on that. I mean, I thought that, and that's one of the things I said should be on the table. We should be allowed to question the head coach. Melvin Drew says, let it be known I spoke on Adams a long time ago when we got him in this very chat. It was whispers.
What no whispers from Jake?
No, wait a minute, hold on. I remember when he brought up Adams, and I said, Adams is a guy who's going to have to fight and earn his way on this roster because he's still young. But the fact that they drafted a safety is going to cause the problem. Well, he's doing his job. So, yeah, kudos to you. I ain't mad at you, dog. You got that one. Bug Spray says, I like Harris. Harris did show up. I hope he keep his head up when he tackling because I noticed that sometimes he tends to drop that head and you can't see what you're hitting. God knows what you're going to hit. Marcus Landon said Tavai had a good game. Man, that dude blew that blocker up and made that tackle. And I said to myself, y'all mad that he got drafted in the second round?
Yeah, I was just thinking about all the Lions fans that wanted us to get a linebacker in the first round. I'm like, you sure Dale's going to be better than this guy?
I mean, right.
Man, just watching Jelani Tavai just putting a smile on my face. I'm like, this dude it already got it down this quick? I'm like, oh, man. Wait till you see Jared Davis and Devon Kennard. It's going to be bad.
Now, we have 53 people in the chat. We have 27 likes. Let's get those likes up. Mars Atlanta said Pittman was a beast, man. I'm telling you, every time I watch Pittman, okay, I thought I was sneeze. I did sneeze. My apologies. Bless me. But I thought he did a good job, but again, I think King might be on to something. Pittman equals practice squad, like the kid. I think he might. I think they might try to think that they can get away with it.
I mean, we might not be able to get away with it, but all of our linebackers in particular played well. Killebrew,
Even
Maven,
Killer, I was
Vi,
just gonna say that Killer Brew.
like they played well, so that's why if they keep playing well, Pittman, because Killebrew was drafted by the team, not by no, Bob Quinn did draft him, and I did want to make a point. A lot of people been down on Maven and Killebrew, and sometimes you just gotta let players develop. You know, it's
Now,
Mason hasn't really been that much his first 2 years, but it looked.
now, do you think this
I just
message? Dominic Davis says. Dominic Davis said, "I'll be the first to say it. David Fields needs to be tested for peas, man. Are you?"
Man, come on, Dominique. I was in the middle of my point, and I happened to see that. But
He said that man out there taking something. He juiced up in the week because he
hey,
came out
man,
looking like he was
out
ready.
there. Nah, man, that's Daryl Bevel. His play calling was amazing, and the O line protected David Fields.
Now
So
this is a very good point right here. The Dan Gang, Amidas, I hope I said that right. He says Agnew blew it today on special teams. I think the thing about Agnew is he likes to set you up by getting you comfortable in the spot and cutting. And I don't think they was buying it this time. So
yeah, but nobody else did anything on special teams.
right. So
he ain't in any.
but he's still not repping up on tackles, and that's bothering me. I'm not gonna lie. Agnew not repping up, not it's bothering me. George Morgan says Pittman looked lost a few times, I thought, and Jalen Reeves may even bailed him out. He did look. He did. Okay, let me rephrase it.
I feel like Pittman got better as the game went on, but early on in the first quarter, at the end of the first quarter and second quarter, he had a couple plays. But
see, I didn't think that he was necessarily lost as much as I thought that he got fatigued, and that's where that conditioning come in. I thought he got fatigued, and I'll tell you right now, fatigue will make cowards out of all of us. Like I remember when I was little, man, my mom always tell me if you get into a fight, don't run. You need all your energy. Because if you run and you ain't got no energy, that's gonna be an easy kill for them. Nah, see, I had to learn the game. So I think with him, when he got fatigued, the coward came out. And he didn't do a good job of maintaining that focus. And so, but he did improve as the game went on. So I give him that. Tone Capone says, and mixing in that run game was impressive to see some of the lanes that they gave him. Now granted, they didn't have Clowney out there, they didn't have what's the dude name, JJ Watts out there, but that block that he threw on Whitley Merciless, that was legit. That slowed him down really good. So those little things I did mark down and say, yep, those was good to see. Now, how about
we didn't see a lot of CJ today?
Huh?
We didn't see a lot of CJ today.
No, because CJ is going to be your short yardage third, your short yardage to change your pace back. He's meant to come in and give you a headache after you got one from carry on.
Yeah, okay. I was just, he didn't see that many reps. Carry on saw some reps.
Dr. Dirk says, how about the old line for the most part allowing the quarterback time? It was impressive. And the crazy part is a lot of the things that Lions fans, set the world on fire as they jump ship was based on those little things. And I'm like, it's week one. If they keep doing this, then get upset, but there should be improvement. Anybody who come out and said that they didn't see an improvement from week one to this one, you're lying. You're flat out lying.
Yeah, when I dropped my video on preseason, I was saying, I just need to see the basic things be better, like competition from the depth. I need to see them playing better, and I just need to see the first team playing well. That's what I saw. And, even the third and fourth stringers, they played way better, and the competition was higher until that running back started running all over them. But he's somebody to watch on the practice squad somewhere. But
hands down.
I like him, man. I was like, uh-oh.
Now, Nicholas Aaron said, we saw some great things. I agree, Nick. I agree. I think that the things that we saw was where we wanted to be. Also, he gave me a bless you. I appreciate that.
When I talked about PJ Hawkinson in that one play, told me everything I need to know. It's a wrap. I'm trying to tell y'all right now.
And Tom Capone says Fells made me stop missing Rudock. I never missed him. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just never missed him. Me and Jake Rudock, I didn't see a football player there. I saw a guy who can
Dang.
I feel like he'll be better as a coach than he would a football player. And that's just my observation when I watched Rudock. I was never a fan of him. I would watch him on Michigan. I'm like, that dude open, and that ball would be so flat and low. Did Nada have a bad game? I saw someone comment Nada was bad. I don't think Nada had a bad game. I think Nada had a play or two where he wasn't focused. But for the most part, I thought Nada was it wasn't nothing to write home about. Yeah, it wasn't nothing to write home about, but I wouldn't say a bad game. I feel like a bad game is a little bit harsh,
Now, I know I wanted to ask you. I know like he's been producing and he even played with us in the regular season, but maybe I'm just mean. But for some reason, I don't like Andy Jones, and I know he's getting a lot of opportunity. And he's like I said, we've seen him in the regular season with Stafford get some touchdowns, but I don't like him. I like Lacey and Powell and Kennedy and somebody and Fulgham over Andy Jones.
Right. Well, don't forget Lacey.
No, I said Lacey.
Oh, okay, I thought you didn't. I thought you missed him. But yeah, no, I mean Andy Jones is he licking his wounds right now because these other guys they stepping up and they're taller. Tommy Lee to me is he better start figuring out that kick and punt return.
He done
because it's not looking good for him. Everything King says, Cardinals and Chargers have devastating injuries. Going to be fun for our wide receivers. Again, I had already picked them to beat the Cardinals in week 1 and handily, and then I turned around and said they'll beat the Chargers in week 2. And then I said they would lose to the Eagles. And then I said they would beat the Kansas City Chiefs. My confidence went up even further when I heard about the safety no longer being in the game plan for that week 2 game. And then with the Cardinals,
Derwin James. No, that's
Derwin James. And with the Cardinals, they don't lost both they starting corners. So one of them is suspended, the other one is out indefinitely, they say, I think it was. Nonetheless, he won't be there week 1. So and then you coming in with a rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, rookie receiver, everybody only veteran there, it feel like is David Johnson and Fitzgerald. So yeah, I agree with that. Melvin Drew says, I agree with y'all. Tavai, Mabin, Harris. Yeah, those dudes showed up big, man. Those new rules for kick return, yeah, that hurt a lot of teams. Now we got 60 people in the chat. Let's see if we can get 100% and get 60 thumbs up. We got 31 right now. Let's get this thing higher right now, okay? Excuse me. Now, J-Mo, Dominic Davis says, besides that one drop, I like Duhart and Fulgham, but Nada is definitely on the bubble. I don't think Nada is on the bubble. I don't. The question becomes,
Nada is in a one-trick pony, and that's why he's not on the bubble. He still blocks, still works as a fullback, and like when he was blocking, he wasn't not bad. So he's not a one-trick pony. So I think he'll still make the team.
And the question becomes, if he's not making the team that's on the bubble, who comes after Jesse James and after TJ Hawkinson? Who's the tight end after those guys? You gonna tell me Jerome Cunningham is making the team? If that happened, shame on the head coaching staff. That'll be strike 1 for me. Okay, there's no way you're gonna tell me that those guys are gonna get you there. But
I don't see it. But today I expected our defense to play well. I said that in my video. I expect our defense to play well, but I need to see the offense do something. I need to see the quarterbacks be at least good enough so I can see if the receivers are trash or competent or very good. And that's what I was able to see from the offense. Thank you, Bevel, for using 1% of your playbook.
He was using it. He was using it. You can believe that. He caught a few plays. I was like, yeah, that's
good. That boy David Fells like, yeah, I'm Matthew Stafford. Let me go score in 50 seconds. I'm like, bro, you're not Stafford. Chill out.
Well, I can tell you this much. I feel like if Stafford was in on this game, we march into the end zone easy.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I
You
feel
know
like
what
no. I
Stafford
mean,
do.
I
We've
mean,
seen him do it too many times for not to believe.
now I'm just saying. I think that you can tell that the time that they gave Johnson, Stafford would have got that ball to somebody. Um,
Of course.
so um, now
Melvin
Melvin
Drew
Drew,
said
he says you're right. Hicks gonna be a problem
he
off the
talking
rip.
about Hawkinson.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
say
yeah,
who? I
Hawkinson.
offered to ask you who the hell is Hicks?
Yeah, Hawkinson. I'm telling you,
Okay,
Hawkinson, bad brother, bro. That boy about to. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like
listen,
he's gonna be
yeah,
great as a
listen.
rookie.
They don't listen. Y'all don't even understand, man. I am already in rare form working on my investigation to predict the Detroit Lions first pick for the 2020 draft. So I'll have it, but maybe at the end of the season where I got all the information I need. But I got to finish this investigation. But I got a pretty strong opinion about who I think it is. I'm gonna just say before video. Scott McKellen says I was like AJ last year, but I agree we do have better options right now. Yeah, we do. We working with some definite stuff. J Mo, I don't like Andy either. Not sure why. He's just meh to me.
I
Yeah,
know. I get the same. I get the
yeah,
same
he's meh.
vibe. Like when I see Brandon Powell, I don't get that vibe. I get spark and speed and catching ability.
Right,
Do hard and the other guys, I get size along with explosiveness. Andy Jones just seems like that Andre Roberts kind of receiver.
right. Like, and the worst part about it is he's supposed to be like this route running, big hand catching receiver. I don't see that from him.
No.
Um, Nicholas says Okora looked good too. He certainly did. So did Killer Brew again, along with Jalen Reed, maybe Tavon Harris. And it's funny that we all see the same things when it comes to the defense. Offensively, I thought Joe Dow looked stellar. I thought
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson looked stellar. I thought Josh Johnson looked pretty good
Jesse
for a
James,
guy with 4 days.
Jesse James made some good blocks too. I was paying attention to. Yeah, so I want to talk to all the Lions fans now. See, now y'all feeling all good now. But the first preseason game, it was nothing, and the house was on fire, and we
Mhm.
crash, and we suck. We lose this preseason game, but actually take it a little bit serious, and y'all singing "Kumbaya," right? Man, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
It's not
It's a
that.
preseason game.
It's not that. It's that. It's just the fact that some things. To me, to be fair, you can see that there was a different sense of urgency with this game than it was in game one. And if we're gonna be fair about it, we gotta address that sense of urgency. That sense of urgency made it very clear that he told people your job may be on the line, your job may be on the line, and your job may be on the
Well,
line.
I also was trying to harp something home to the fans with that first game, though. Our quarterbacks were so bad. We couldn't even have a preseason game. And
Right.
this game looks like when your quarterbacks are good enough to play and you can actually watch it. Like our quarterbacks were so bad, like we couldn't have a game.
Yeah,
So
Fels looked like he was doing his best uh Doug Flutie impression because he was coming in and out of those cuts and throwing that ball on the run, and it was impressive. Now, Dominic Davis says last week, 97.1, the ticket said Patricia needs to play the starters deep into the game to change the culture. I wonder what the narrative is going to be this week. Yeah, that's a good question. Probably more trash, to be honest with you. Devin says Andy Jones can't catch. I mean, he got right to the
and
point, right?
Andy Jones did drop a couple catches in that first preseason game too, low key. But
Now, Scott McClellan says, I think we keep 4 tight ends, and I think they are already set. Jesse James, Hawk, Nada, and Thomas. I don't know if Thomas makes this team or not. I know they love his speed. They say that he can block, but I don't know if he make this team. I know 3 tight ends is making this team. 4 would be
yeah,
impressive.
I thought it was gonna be 4 tight ends, 5 receivers, but something is telling me that we might keep 6 receivers and 3 tight ends. But I could see Logan Thomas making this team, but I don't see Isaac Nada not making this team unless he just
Yeah,
start playing.
that would be shocking to me. That was, I mean, they visit with that dude a whole lot through the draft process. The fact that he fell to him, um,
Yeah,
was
my thing
interesting.
is he's actually blocking. Like in the other things, he's doing well, and he's not horrible at receiving the ball. He just got to be more focused.
Right.
Darvon Quinn says Savard played good, and Maven Harris gonna be a draft still. Yeah, he remind me of Tracy Walker. Not that they play alike, but I'm just talking about the putting them in our system. That's what he reminds me of. So I think he's gonna play solid this year.
Now, Lions Lee says he liked every single one of Houston's tight ends. Now, that's the part of the game that really stood out to me. I thought the Lions did not do a good job with the tight end coverage today. I thought they was there on the tackle, but for the most part, those were like uncontested catches. They got to clean that up. Obviously, Jared Davis wasn't out there, but some things got to get cleaned up, and that's one of them. I mean, what did you think in terms of that short yardage game with the tight ends and how our linebackers and defense played it?
Well, I thought when Maven and Tavai were out there, it was fine. But once they left, it dropped a lot, and sometimes the tight end was matched up on our slowest linebacker. I mean, of course, that's how you want the matchup to be, so it's favorable. But yeah, they were doing us bad, and when my man stiff arm Adams, I'm like, man, that's
Yeah, that
all
was rough. That was rough.
bad. That
That
was bad.
that was some Jeff Heath. Welcome to the NFL. Even though you've been in it for your whole life, we gonna give you a real introduction today type stuff. It was really rough.
Yeah, I do feel like some of the matchups on the tight, there was matchups on some of the safeties more than some of the linebackers. So maybe the safeties need to be a little bit better at what they're
Right.
doing.
Now, Foot Clan 004 says, hopefully they play the starters for one series next week. Oh, no, 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 no. Next week is dress rehearsal. We live with that one. They gonna play for at least a quarter. At the
Yeah, they
very
definitely gonna
minimum,
play a quarter.
for at least a quarter. Now we got 60 people in the chat. Let's see if we can get those likes up, people. You know, because that's how we get this video to get into a good rotation. But I definitely think they're playing at least a quarter, if not to the half. They're going to play those starters. You can believe that. You're
I
gonna
know
get
the
a
offense will play at least a quarter, but the defense probably gonna play the half, or at
yeah,
least most.
the defense is gonna probably play a half, but the offensive starters, especially the offensive line, the starting O line, they're playing the whole half. They have to. Um, Scott McClellan says, I also had a thought that Bevel intentionally on that second last drive opened up the offense just to see how those young receivers responded. He did something because I was like, yo, that's a real play. That was a real
No,
play, and I saw it. I mean, what you think, J-Mo?
I'm actually a little bit. I didn't. I mean, it's pre. Look, guys, it's preseason. I know. I don't know. The play calls was kind of nice. And like I said, that play call to T.J. Hawkinson, and the reason I highlight that play is because it's how he decided to get T.J. open with some misdirection on a play action, but then I'm gonna fake it and then I'm gonna go to the left in the flat. Like I liked a lot of those plays, and the play calling was good. And when your offensive line is holding up, you can start opening up your bag of tricks. And I feel like because Johnson is new, Bevel wasn't using any of his plays with Johnson. He was just probably calling something else. But when Fells got out there, you saw him use plays and call plays.
Yeah, I mean, as he should. I mean, the dude been here for a while. Now Flynn says, if we keep four tight ends, though, where do we make sacrifices elsewhere on the roster? Uh, Honestly, if you ask me, it's going to come at the linebacker position and also the running back position. So people like Thompson, and linebackers like Pittman may not make this team if they're keeping that fourth one. But I just don't see the fourth one stand no more based on how the receivers drop like flies. We have a Texans fan in here who says y'all suck. Let's go Texans. James is trash. Appreciate it. I mean, it's preseason.
Okay. All
It's
right.
preseason.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know how Texas fans hating, but okay.
it's preseason. Scott says I see five receivers being Maurice Jones Jr., Kenny Galladay, Danny Amendola, Powell, Lacey, and if they keep a six, that last spot is a toss up. Not for me. I think Fogan will earn his spot. They drafted him. I think he'll earn his spot.
Yeah, will be
Dow
in
had two penalties too.
Lacey.
Yeah, he did have two penalties that was costly. Hopefully he cleaned that up. We got 61 in the chat. We got 36 or 37 likes. Let's get those likes up, people. Our Texan fan says Lions trash forever after a preseason game. I don't know
Bro,
what's.
your franchise started in like 1995, man.
I mean, after a preseason game, though.
I know, man. Like, I, I can't understand it.
I
I can
mean,
see
but,
if
I
it's
mean,
another
but
fan base,
but
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 like,
this is what people do. They get excited for stuff like this. I just don't because it's
yeah,
preseason. Now, if this is a real game and y'all won, my tone would be a little bit different. My tone would be a whole lot different. My takes would be different. But I'm evaluating talent in the preseason. I don't know how you doing it, but I do hope you subscribe because I want you to keep that same energy. keep keep that same energy.
Fly high. I don't know. They're gonna keep either it's 4 tight ends and 5 receivers, or 6 receivers and 3 tight ends, or 5 receivers and 4 running backs, or extra
Yeah,
linebackers.
they're not gonna keep 6 receivers with 4 tight ends. So it's probably gonna be 6 receivers, 3 tight ends. And if they do 4 tight ends, then you're talking 5 receivers, and you're gonna lose maybe a running back and some linebackers. They already only carry 7 offensive linemen, so you're gonna see those come off. Just truthful. Main Abdul says, Luke, what's good, brother? Hope all is well. I had a good feeling that Fogle was going to put on the show today. Hope he makes the roster also. If we had fails from the beginning, we would have won that game. I think if they called the
It feels
plays the
like
way
that,
they
but
called them,
hindsight is 2020.
I think it's the way that they didn't call the plays. Fails didn't play good enough the first game to warrant to come out and start. And the purpose of them doing that was to say, let me see what I got in this other guy who I brought in. So just thinking about it. Fails, it says fellas Savage in or out. He's in. He's the number 2. Hands down. What up though? Noma's in the building.
Bug Spray says this game didn't mean that much. It did
Nah,
not mean
it's
that,
preseason.
but the O line and the linebackers playing as well as they did, that matters.
Devin says I haven't seen much from Logan Thomas. No, you wasn't gonna see much from him because they're evaluating the people who are gonna be here. That's how I know that it's a good chance he probably don't make the team. Fells looked like he was told before the game, you play like last week again, don't come back.
No, man. What I said on Twitter was Fells clearly got a burner Twitter account that follows Lions fans.
Man,
Heard what we were saying last week. He like, all right, I'm gonna show y'all, man. I can play, man.
he say don't come back to Detroit. I hope I say this right. Keytrick, is that how you say it? Our defense was heat. I thought they could be better. I'm not gonna say they was heat, but they certainly did well against the run. They weren't playing on that run. I thought they did a
Yeah,
phenomenal job.
they can run on us at all.
Yeah, so that was good. It says I agree with Luke on the tight end coverage. They seem to step a step slow. I didn't like it. The tight end coverage scared the crap out of me, and I was trying to figure out why can't we cover these tight ends? And if you just look at our division, we got Trey Burton in Chicago, we got Jake Rudock, and then they turned around and added Jay Sternberger. So we got to deal with him. I'm not Jay Sternberger, I'm sorry, Irv Smith. We got to deal with him in Minnesota, those two. And then you turn around to the Packers, they got Jimmy Graham, Mercedes Lewis, and Jay Sternberger. Yeah, we got to do better in terms of shutting down those tight ends. I want to see it. I expect to see it in game 3, but it's the Bills. So
Right, they don't got no.
they gonna look better against the tight end in the Bills, or at least they should. Dominic Davis says, I think I said Nada was on the bubble because Nada, yeah, was on the bubble because I actually wanted us to keep Darren Fells as a third tight end. Seeing him with Watson, huh? Keeps Darren Fells as a third tight end. Seeing him with Watson. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Dominic. So I'm not even gonna try to figure it out. I'm just if you can clear it up for me.
He wanted to keep Darren Fells as a third tight end with it, and he saw him with Watson because he plays for the Texans.
Yeah, but he talking about Nada though. David Fells not on our team. We got Jerome Cunningham and Logan Thomas with Isaac Nada, TJ Hawkinson, and Jesse James. We don't have Darren Fells no more. That's why I was confused. Crimson Shadow in the building. He says, what up though?
What's up, man? I was talking to Crimson Shadow throughout the whole game, man. He said, "Yeah, we look better this week, man. But
uh
let's not overreact. It's preseason, but we look better."
Kedrick says the only reason we lost was because they played their starters. Yeah, they had their starters in there for real. Uh
Wait, how long did they have their starters in?
they thought it was in there for a good minute. I mean, like a couple series before they even rotated and put Webb in. Um, and Ann Briggs says at Luke G Cardinals likes to run air raid offense, so watch. Yeah, but it's a whole lot of new stuff going
No,
on
you
over there.
can
Head
I say
coach,
that?
it's just too much new stuff going over there. We should blow them out by double digits, and if
I
we
thought
don't,
y'all were winning by 17 or more. I wasn't playing when I said that.
yeah, if we don't, we got a problem. I think the starters played till half. At least that's how preseason game 3 goes usually. Yeah, they usually do, but they're not going to risk Stafford to no half. I don't think they're going to do that. Um, Brandon Blockton says we're gonna have problems if any of the starters on offense get hurt. Not necessarily. See, the thing about having good starters is they can mask some of the weaknesses in the backups. Now, if you're telling me we're gonna have problems if the starters get hurt in the secondary, yeah, we're gonna have some serious issues. But if you tell me we're gonna have problems if starters get hurt on the defensive line, nah, we'd be all right. So do you think we play vanilla on offense and defense? Yeah, we supposed to. You know, I mean, you agree with that, don't you, JMO? We don't. You don't want to show too much.
Bevel turned it up at a couple points in time, but
Yeah, but
it's,
that was late in 2 minute drives and warning. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Scott
it was
says
basic 3-4, and we was trying to get pressure and had the linebackers cover, and that's what was going on.
now, Scott. I didn't say this, but the general manager Bob Quinn said they only carry 7 offensive linemen, 5 starters, 2 backups. And those backups must be able to play all 5 spots. So you're right; they could carry 8 linemen, but I think it's gonna be more like 7. Um. Also, that penalty that they called on Hawkinson was straight garbage. You ain't got to tell me that. I'm still trying to figure out what happened. I mean, it was like playing Madden and one of those weird glitches happened, and you like, well, wait, hold up. What? What did you just call? How did you call that? And when did you call it? Uh, he did see Slay lock up Hopkins today. Yeah, he was on Hopkins' hip, but I don't think Hopkins was running full potential. I think he was just trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, but
We have a new person in here, Jordan Cartwright.
that one catch pissed me off though, because Slay was following Hawkins, then he just stopped and he just let Hawkins run free. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then he caught a pass. I was very upset with that. But other than that, yeah, he was great on.
Now we got a new one in here, Jordan Cartwright. Welcome to the show, man. He says I missed the entire game. Don't worry about it, Jordan. They're gonna put it on replay, rerun, and everything else you could think of. You will get a chance to watch it. If you got NFL Network, and if you don't, they generally rerun the games like late on days like they don't have anything going on. So
For real,
Kyle McDonald says M Live is talking mostly negative about the Lions game. Laughing out loud, God, I hate the media. I'm not surprised.
Well, we about to get off here. So, well, how could you? I mean, what would you be saying back? I'm not saying like we were all world today, but like it was a solid performance. I don't understand what was so bad about today.
Right.
Like,
Scott,
that doesn't make sense. Like I could see if it was like the last game, but today O line was great, linebackers were great, the receivers showed up until like the end of the game. We were scoring points, defense got turned over. Like, what else you want?
Crimson Shadow says Josh Johnson looked like his urn was made of mac and cheese, king of the noodle urn. It wasn't as bad as Fails. I still don't understand how Fails was getting those balls down there. I was like, yo, where's the zip at? That one pass he got to Brandon Powell, I was like, it was dead late, but Brandon Powell fought his way back to it, just like Kennedy did too. So, you know, I'm with it. I get it. I like the Texans too, but don't trash my Lions. Hashtag facts, man. I'm with you.
All right, man. I like Deshaun, man. You better chill. I said Hopkins was the best receiver in the league, so y'all better chill out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's PJ, okay, so Tone Capone says PJ sucked. He needs to get under Snack's wing. You know, one of the things that I was going to do a film study on PJ, but since they knocked me the last time I did a film study on somebody, I kind of got scared.
I mean, no,
but
but see, you did a film study on a special talent per Bill Belichick, though. So,
but I put it. But the mistake I made was I did it live. But in this case, I was going to do a video on him. And one of the things I noticed with PJ is if it's a 1-on-1, he blow you up. But them double teams are a different beast for him. He does not know how to get off double teams. So the moment you double team him, he is completely null and void and neutralized. So yeah, that's what you were seeing when they double him. He was shut down. But the one thing about him that I did enjoy, even though he didn't do much pushing, he didn't get pushed back neither. So you know you got to take your poison where you can get it. George,
you gotta let PJ develop, man. He's a 7th round pick. That's the way I see it.
yeah. George Morgan says, laughing out loud, Jay Sternberger got lit up and his helmet got knocked off in their joint practice from Lonnie Johnson. Yeah, but when you out there with two other legitimate the legitimate threats, I can see that going down. James Holyfield wants to know, is Agnew on the bubble? No. They still need special teams guy. If you take Agnew off, who's returning kicks? Danny Amendola? They ain't trying to play that game. You want to put it off on Todd Johnson? Okay, Todd Johnson get hurt, then what? Who coming in returning kicks? So his special teams ability saves him from being cut. Now, will he be on the bubble in terms of not coming back to the team next year? More than likely, because they want that versatility. Kyle McDonald says, I want us to destroy the cards. Ask and you shall receive. So shall it be written, so shall it be done. That's how I see it.
He said, "Actually, you shall receive."
I'm just telling you. Eric Whittaker says,
"You know, this is coming from a person that's a big fan of Kyler. I feel bad for him. Your first game gonna be against a D line like this. That's kind of rough with that O line. Yeah. That's rough because it ain't gonna be good for you, bro."
And even Scott comes with it right there. I will watch that air raid offense, in my opinion, and will be the rookie getting his welcome to the NFL beaten. I mean, it's one of the things where he's still gonna have to make plays. Devin says that he got them winning 45-10. I don't think they scored that many points, but I definitely think
it's very possible. I mean, last time we played the Cardinals, we scored like 38.
Last time,
and we couldn't. Not the last time. Last time we played them first game of the season, we scored like 38.
Oh, I'm like, wait a minute. The last time was not that high. It was real close.
Yeah, but we didn't have no running game that day either. So, and Patrick Peterson was playing that day too, and we didn't have Kenny Galladay. He was still a rookie, but yeah, and they don't want this problem.
Now, Nomis J says, Matty P says to Viking Ball, Reeves Maben said, hold my beer.
Man, he gonna be special.
And plus, when I watched Kyler Murray in that last preseason game, it was very disturbing. It says, I thought Bo been playing better this week. He did. Did Crosby play today? No, Crosby did not play. Bo did do better. I saw the push and stuff, but again, that comes with getting used to the speed of the NFL.
I do want to talk about Bo because I remember I can't quote it, but somebody actually highlighted it on Twitter. That first touchdown drive that we scored, Bo Benchwell was great on every single play. So that's good. He was getting pushed, he was directing people, and he was giving Fells time to throw. So I definitely love to hear that from Bo Benchwell because I think he could be valuable for this team down the line.
Okay. Low tier trash says, what do you think of the pass rush? What pass rush? That's what I think of it. It's gotta
get, this is what I think of the pass rush. When we actually put our pass rushers out there, we got a pass rush.
Yeah, it's got to get better.
Okawara out there, but when Jared Davis and Jelani Tavai, Okawara, Trey Flock, trust me, it's going to be way different. I can't believe Jared Davis and Jelani are about to play together. This is about to be, oh my goodness.
Yeah, Brian Ellis says, I heard it's going to be on NFL Network at 4 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, they generally do that like reruns, so that's for those who missed the game. Tone Capone says Fells took some accuracy pills. He took something. I mean, he took something. Something happened.
LeBron vibranium.
Right. Um, you know, I don't know what they was coming up with that stuff, but um, let me see. Good observation on PJ. I've been saying this for weeks. He is, yeah, practice squad at best. Yeah, he don't do too good against those double teams, man. The struggle is real. You know, he says whoever got the stiff arm from hell might get cut. That was Andrew Adams, man. That's the same guy who got an interception. I don't think they going I mean he that stiff arm was rough. I ain't gonna lie. That's gonna be on a few highlights. That's gonna be that dude only poster. But that was rough. Fails pass looked like he was trying to throw pillows as hard as he can. He's trying to launch them pillows as hard as he can, huh? Let's see. It says with PK taking double teams, that is more than enough if he's next to Hand and Flowers. Yeah, but it's not, because one of the issues that I noticed with him is he gets moved off the line in those double teams. He is now learning how to do what they call a collapse block, where you bring the two guys blocking you and you grab their jerseys and put them close to you, and you just anchor yourself there. So the runner has to make a decision on what gap he's going to go to, and the linebacker has to fill those gaps. He has to get better at that, and that's what you want to see. Low tier trash says, how well did Amani play? He played better than last week, but not well enough for me to get excited. I thought he was more technically sound with getting his head back, but in position, in press coverage, he allowed free release and often grabbed for no reason. So I didn't like that part of his game, but it was much better than game one.
He was solid. All I need to see is improvement. I saw improvement, so I'm cool with that. Y'all already know how I am with corners. I'm very, very slow with corners because I've seen it too many times. So he was solid, and he got better. So the next game he played, as long as he gets better, that's what I'm focused
on. Somebody, Scott said, can you imagine snacks falling on top of poor Kyle? Little old 12-year-old body, man. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. That stiff arm and that slam dunk sack was the play of the game. I can get with that. I'm gonna get ready to shut it down soon because we've been on for about an hour and 10, and I have to get up.
We shut it down, man. Noma says, "Hey, let's not be too cocky." I'm sorry, bro.
We're not being too cocky, but
you never get too cocky. But like, the stars are aligning for the Cardinals to get blown out by 30. If we lose that game, I'm done. And you're going to see the biggest J-Mo 30-minute rant from me.
Yeah, to me, we cannot get blown out.
No, we got to win the game. We can't lose that game.
No way. No way.
I just don't see it happening. Like, you about to have a full carry on. Like, come on, what they going to do with carry on? Y'all saw today, that boy's just getting better. You ain't going to be able to do nothing with him.
Now, again, y'all keep in mind that week 3 is dress rehearsal. Week 4, you not going to see nothing. In fact, most of your friends, family, co-workers going to be trying to give you the week 4 preseason game because they're not even going to waste their time because it's all bubble players trying to earn the last spots. So that's what they're going to be looking at. Any final words you want to give, J-Mo? That on your final thoughts on what you saw today, what they showed, what they gave, and so forth and so on.
Well, I saw what I wanted to see. The main thing that I wanted to see was besides the penalties, but I feel like a lot of the third and fourth stringers were making penalties, even though Joe Dahl had 2 of them. I wanted to see this offense do something from a play calling and a running back perspective. I want to see the running backs run well, and I wanted to see this play calling actually look like something because that's been my main focus this whole offseason besides Ragnar moving the center. I told y'all that's the greatest move we ever made. But it's this offense because that's the biggest change with the team. and I saw what I needed to see. I know a lot of y'all got scared on Hawkinson first play, but TJ, I'm telling y'all now, if you don't believe the TJ train, you can hop on the TJ train with me and Luke and everybody else. This dude's about to be something.
Yeah,
But other than that,
he found openers in the defense for sure.
real like, and he's always open. Like, man, I'm very, very excited. I mean, I'm very excited what I saw from Tavai today. Jalen Reeves-Maybin impressed me because I do think we need another linebacker, and I really didn't know who that could be. O-line was great. We just got to keep pushing and do better and try to actually have enough continuity to win the next game. I'm not overreacting to Josh Johnson or Fails. You got to do your job. The team played better as a whole, so it looked like Matt Patricia got through to them at least with this game a little bit. But that's it, man. It was a solid game. I saw some.
Do me a favor and put a grade on it. If you had to give it an A, B, C, D, E, F, what do you give
I
it?
would actually give it a B because we had two units that just played way better than I thought they would. Linebackers and the O line, like they were great. We went from like 7 sacks to 1 sack. Killaboo was great. Tavai was great. Maven was great. Even Pittman was good. Them linebackers was really solid. And then we had Will Harris in the secondary showing flashes along with Adams. I would actually give it a B because some of the units look solid.
Yeah, I'm giving it a C. I think that there's some things I still want to see, but overall, I was happy with what I was able to observe in the game. And that was the fact that they made those adjustments as needed, and that's what I wanted to see happen. So I'm definitely giving them a C. But overall, for the final thought, I thought that they played better. I thought the play call was better. I thought the coaching was better, even though he went for two. If you're going to do it right now. Okay. And when he went for the two, what play did he call? Do you remember the play he called? Was it a run or a pass? Do you remember?
Well, it was both. First time it was a pass. Second time it was a run.
Exactly. But the fact that he was conscious enough on the first one to call the run is what I looked at and I said, that's where you want to be at. If I can pound it down your throat, I want my offensive line to prove that to me. So for me, I thought they did a very good job of being better at their point of attack. I thought they did a very good job overall in changing with the play calling. And the biggest thing was being able to see the team actually compete on every level position-wise. So those were my thoughts, people. I truly appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hit those likes, hit those subscribe buttons, and keep it with us, man. We got much more to come. Obviously, we got the DSA roundtables on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're not sure what it is, your time zone, please hit me up in my chat and my comment section, and I will give you your time zone. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I end this show like I end all of them. Don't be no chump. Please do your research.